Okay, I'm back and still in Chapter 4, Transforming and Distorting Objects. Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud Revealed by Chris Botello is the textbook. And I've skipped a couple of exercises and settled in on doing the Create Compound Paths exercise. This is one that is really a good thing to know when you're creating an illustration. And not one that I use an awful lot. So I thought maybe that I would work with this one. Again, read through the rest of the chapter, review the overheads, do the exercises, and then hand in the skills reviews. In the meantime, if there is anything that you don't understand or you need some assistance in executing the exercise, then let me know and I'll be happy to do another demo for you. For right now, we are going to create a compound path. We are going to make sure that we're in Illustrator, and we're going to go to File and Open, and we're going to open 4-7. And we're going to manipulate it a little bit. See, my desktop got messed up already, so I'm going to kind of straighten it up. Pull this over here. Actually, I guess I'll just make it a little bit smaller and then move it over. And then do a Command 0 to fit that artboard in the window. And then we're going to do a File and Save As. And we're going to save this as simple compound underscore your name. Now we're going to cut the red circle in the middle of the illustration, then undo the cut. So the red circle creates the illusion that there's a hole in the life preserver ring. So we are going to do a Command X. And you'll see under Edit is the quick key command. So we've cut the red circle in the middle of the illustration. Then we're going to undo the cut. So we're going to do a Command Z or Control Z if you're on a PC. We're going to select the red background object. And then we're going to change its fill to the ocean blue gradient on the swatches panel. So we want to go up to swatches. And we're going to look for the ocean blue. Oh, it's a gradient. No wonder. Let's see if we can find the gradients. There's ocean blue. Click on ocean blue. And you'll see because I had the stroke at the foreground, it didn't impact the fill, which is what I ultimately wanted to do. So I am just going to switch these around, and then I'm going to get rid of that red stroke. And now the little background object is filled with the ocean blue gradient. The illusion is lost. The red circle no longer seems to be a hole in the lifesaver, which is what it looked like before with the red background. So we're going to select both the white preserver, the white light preserver, the white life preserver circle, and the red circle in the center. So you're going to hold down your Shift and select that red inner circle. And then we're going to go to Object on the menu bar. And we're going to go down to Compound Path and Make. And voila, the two circles are compounded with the top circle functioning as a hole in the larger circle behind it. A compound path creates the effect of a hole where the two or more objects overlap. So now we're going to move the background object left and right, up and down between this, behind the circles. Grab that background. And you'll see that the repositioned background remains visible through the compounded circles. how easy is that? We're going to deselect all, do a Command or Control S to save your work, and then we're going to close it out. Now we're going to create some special effects with compound paths. So we are going to go to 4-8, File, Open, navigate to where your data files are. I'm going to look for 4-8. And we're going to select all. The light blue square is locked, and so it does not become a part of the selection. We're going to go to Object on the menu bar, and we're going to point, let me see what we're going to do. We're going to point to Compound Path and Make. So we're going to do this again. Go to Object, down to Compound Path and Make. And you'll see that that gets rid of those small circles in the illustration, but we're going to get the Direct Selection tool, and we're going to click the edge of the big blue circle, and then we're going to click the center point of the circle, and then we're going to scale our work so that at about 50% so that it resembles figure 24. Make sure we have the Direct Selection tool. Click on the edge. Click the center point of the circle. Okay, we're going to try this again. Going to go to Object. We're going to do Edit, Redo, Make Compound Path. Deselect, and then we're going to get with the click the edge of the dark blue circle. Then we're going to click the center point, and then we're going to get the Scale tool, or hold down the Shift. Hopefully that will allow us to scale it, which is not working. All right, guys, I'm back, and it's a little bit of a dance with this part of the process. So I am going to deselect it. I am going to get the Direct Selection tool and just select the outside of the circle as it indicated previously. And then I'm going to click the center point of the circle. Going to get the Scale tool, and then we are going to click and drag to scale that. Now this is where it's just a little bit of a dance in terms of, if you can see my light blue line there, and if I release the mouse, and then it will give me a little bit of a, a little bit of a more control over it if I release the mouse first. So I'm just going to try to get this in, release the mouse, and again, not exactly like the textbook, but much closer than what I was doing before. So maybe if I click it right on the, oh, excuse me just a minute. All right, guys, so sorry. So again, let's do that just that little dance again. We want to make sure that we have the scale tool, and then you want to put your cursor or your mouse right close to the center, and then you're just going to click and drag. And again, it's just kind of a happy dance in terms of trying to get it situated the way we want it to be situated. That's obviously not what we want. All right, I'm going to reposition it, and rather than doing what it tells me to do, I'm going to put it out here over to the corner a little bit. And that seems to actually work a little bit better in terms of control rather than right on the center. I put it over on the far right-hand corner of the circle, and I was able to get a little bit more control with it in that way. So there you go. That's a simple compound path. So we're going to go to menu, the menu bar, select on the menu bar, and we're going to select inverse. We're going to go to object on the menu bar. We're going to point to transform and transform each. And the dialog box is going to come up, and we're going to enter 255 in the horizontal and vertical text boxes in the scale section. So that's going to be 225, sorry. Hit tab. And then we're going to look at it just briefly. And then click OK. And our work should resemble figure 24. Huh, that's funny. Or mine on the screen. Now, actually, it did that before, so I think they made a mistake, because if we don't, up here it indicated where we were and where it did that it should resemble figure 24. Then here it says your work should again resemble 24, which it shouldn't, so I'm just going to ignore that, and you should as well. So now, using the direct selection tool, which is over here, and the direct selection tool is the white tool, we're going to click the edge of the center circle. We're going to again click at center point, and we're going to scale the circle 120%. And click OK. We're going to apply the transform again command twice. And then compare your screen to figure 26. Doesn't look exactly like it, does it? That's after once. That's after applying the transform again command once. So maybe once rather than twice was actually what they meant. So we are going to deselect all. Get our selection tool, click on the artboard, just deselect all, Command or Control S to save your work. And then we're going to close out this compound paths. And I think that'll do it for the demos this time. Hopefully you're able to run through the exercises without much difficulty, but again, if you run into, like we did, a little bit of difference between what's actual and what the textbook says it's going to look like, let me know, and I'll work through the demo for you as well. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you later. See you in Chapter 5 next week.